Welcome Year 7s. We are now going through performing operations on both sides of an equation, but we're going to focus on subtraction here. So again, make sure you're showing me your full working out. You're going to be uploading a picture soon, but it's also important that you watch this video at your own speed. So don't feel that you need to watch it, point by point. If you're feeling comfortable with it, you might want to pause, give it a go yourself, and then move on. But if you're struggling, you might want to watch it a bit slower. All right, subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides here. This is going to leave me with 3t minus 5, and then on this side, 4a plus 5, and then I have to subtract 5 from that side. I can't do anything here because they're not like terms, but over here, plus 5 minus 5 is just 0, so it's just 4a there. So my answer to the first one is 3t minus 5 equals 4a. Let's now move on to the next one here, which says subtract 4 from both sides of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 4 here. This is going to be 4t plus 1 minus 4 is equal to 3b minus 4. Now, this 4t just stays as it is, but then I've got 1 minus 4, which is minus 3. So you're going to be comfortable with your negative numbers there. And because they're both constants, that's why I can perform that operation. And then 3b minus 4, there's nothing I can do there. Because they're not like terms, I can't simplify that any further. So that is my answer right there. 4t minus 3 equals 3b minus 4. There it is. All right, let's now move on to our next one. Subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. Subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So I'm subtracting 3 from this side. I'm subtracting 3 from this side. So this is going to be 2l plus 3 minus 3. And on this side, it's 5d over 3 minus 3. 3 minus 3 is 0, so I've just got 2l over here. And on this side, I just leave it exactly like that. 5d over 3 minus 3. And that's how I leave my answer. Just like that. Let's keep on going now. So you might want to pause the video and see if you can do the next one yourself. We have to subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So I'm subtracting 3 from both sides of the equation. That's going to leave me with 7x over 4 minus 3 is equal to negative 5 plus 4y negative minus 3. On this side, there's nothing I can do here because they're not like terms. This has a pronumeral of x, so I can't do anything here. But over here, I've got negative 5 and minus 3, which is negative 8 plus 4y. And that is going to be my answer. So I can simplify these things together there. So let me now highlight that. Also important to note here that if you wanted to, you could write this differently. It doesn't matter. You could write it like this. You could write it as, instead of this order, you could have written it as 4y minus 8 instead of negative 8 plus 4y. Either of those are acceptable. Doesn't matter. And the last one for this example here, before we move on to our next video, is subtract 7 from both sides of the equation. So I'm subtracting 7 here. I'm subtracting 7 here. So this is going to be 2l plus 3 minus 7 is equal to 5d plus 5 minus 7. We're getting a lot of negatives here. So this is 2l, that stays the same, but then 3 minus 7, that's minus 4. And then 5d, 5 minus 7, that's minus 2. So it's all about looking for those constants and making sure you're doing the right thing. If you're struggling with the minuses, the negative numbers, you're going to have to come talk to me because that's an important skill that just is always used. Subtract 3 from both sides of the equation here. Subtract 3. So I'm subtracting 3 from this side and I'm subtracting 3 from that side. So that means I'm going to get 9f on 4 plus 4y minus 3. That's an ugly looking 3. Minus 3 is equal to 3d minus 12 minus 3. Okay, let's first deal with the left-hand side here. This has a pronumeral of f, this has a pronumeral of y, and this doesn't have a pronumeral at all. I can't simplify this side at all. So it just stays like this. It just stays like that. There's nothing I can do there. Over here, I have 3d, and there's no other pronumerals with d there, so I just put 3d there. Then I've got negative 12 minus 3, which is negative 15. And that is my answer to that one. That is my answer. So let's highlight it. And that brings us to an end of this little video here, but we still have more parts to go. So make sure you click on the next video, which is all about multiplying. I'll see you then.